Since 1996, the Persona franchise has slowly gained some popularity by continuing to innovate its core gameplay and tell intriguing stories with the many characters that Atlus continue to introduce. But there has been one particular entry that made the Persona franchise skyrocket into the mainstream, and that entry is Persona 5. But why is that? What is it about Persona 5 in particular that made the franchise go mainstream? Well, to answer that question, we have to go back to the year 2011, where development for the game began. Series director Katsura Hashino jumped into the game's development after finishing off work on another Atlus game called Catherine. The development cycle was a challenge since the team changed their development structure due to newer and more powerful hardware being released. Returning from previous entries alongside Hashino were scenario writers Shinji Yamamoto and Yuichiro Tanaka, art director Masayoshi Suto, character designer Shigenori Sojima, and series composer Soji Meguro. The original story and themes for the game were going to be much different from the final version. The game was supposed to have a backpacking trip around the world, but due to the Tohoku earthquake in 2011, the team had to rethink their ideas, which led them to coming up with the idea of corrupted people in society and the phantom thieves that we know of today. Aesthetically, the team picked up where Persona 4 left off, with additional elements such as the logo resembling the fast-paced nature of the main cast, as well as the main character's persona, Arsene, for example, looking more old-fashioned in comparison. It was a hard challenge to balance these elements whilst giving the game a strong sense of style. When it comes down to the score, the composer incorporated strong acid jazz elements, and he wanted to make the music feel more realistic, to complement the visuals of the game itself. And to perform the vocal songs for the game, it was soul and jazz singer Lin Inaizumi. She performed 7 songs for the game, and they are Wake Up, Get Out There, Last Surprise, Life Will Change, Rivers in the Desert, Beneath a Mask, The Whims of Fate, and Hoshito Bukurato. So to conclude, what is the ultimate reason why Persona 5 made the franchise go mainstream? With elements such as story, character development, and many others in between, that is why to many people Persona 5 made the Persona franchise famous in the first place. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Scott Barron, your host for this documentary, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.